Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to talk about this big, beautiful, rare Yoshi plush. I have been a plush connoisseur ever since I can remember. I grew up in the 90s. I went through the era of the Nintendo 64 and the Nintendo GameCube. I do have most of my original items that I was collecting from my childhood to my teenage years, and as you can see, I've added a lot more stuff to the collection. I have a vast amount of different merch and plush that I will eventually be showcasing on this channel, but today we are going to talk about this 2003 Super Mario Sunshine Yoshi plush made by Sanei. Now this boy is so big, I have to really put my tripod back here. So a little history, we all know and love Sanei. And look, he can't even spin around all the way, he's actually pretty heavy, all things considered. But anyways, we all know and love Sanei, but this is the very first Super Mario, any type of plush that Sanei released. Now, alongside of this plush, there was also a smaller version of this Yoshi. There was two Super Mario Sunshines. We have kind of like a bigger, medium-ish, and then a smaller one. And then there was this magnet set of Yoshi and also Mario without the flood tank. To be honest, each of these looks really good. I mean, this is very early Sanei. It was their first attempt at Super Mario Sunshine, and they're actually really highly coveted plush. Now, fast forward a little bit later to the Mario Party 5 plush set. This Yoshi was the predecessor to that plush. It is also the most heavily bootleg plush I have ever seen. If you want to see Yoshi in all different colors as a pillow pet, or even wearing a graduation cap, there is a bootleg Yoshi out there for you. But just to give you an idea about how big this Yoshi is, from bottom to top, it looks like it is about 17 inches. Now, if you're hunting for one of these for yourself, there's a few ways to identify a real versus a fake. First is if it has a hang tag. It has a nice yellow card to it with Super Mario Sunshine logo. It is also attached by a gold string you can see wrapped around Yoshi's neck. Here's how that gold string looks, wrapping all the way to the back of Yoshi. It's kind of tucked in behind his saddle right there. I guess the results of these strings may vary. Some may be more stretched out than others, but here's also the back side of the tag as well as the English translation. Now, finding one of these with the hang tag may be a little difficult, but worst case scenario, here is what the tush tag looks like. It says 2002 Super Mario Sunshine. It has kind of a little bit of a sheen to it. Looks really nice. And here's what the backside looks like. It does still have that sheen to it, and here is the English translation for that as well. Despite this being over 20 years old, it is still in amazing condition. Whoever I bought this from in Japan really knew how to take care of their plush. In fact, this is the same seller which I bought those Sega Prize Super Mario Sunshine plush also, which is cool because they came from one home and one collection and then move into a new home and a new collection, and so they don't get broken up. So let's take a closer look at that quality. They were using probably the best materials that they had at that time 20 years ago. So starting at the eyes, they have a felty, kind of a scratchy feel to them. Not my favorite material, but at that time it was probably the best. And then the eyes are stitched in and stitched together, as well as the little nostrils. Little snoot is still nice and plump. Very well stuffed. There's nothing that is sagging at all. I mean, it's not concaving in. It is still high quality plush, stuffed to the max, even down to the feet. I know he's not a standing plush or anything like that, but I mean, the feet are still really well stuffed, even here down by the ankles and the legs. He has three very vibrant orange spikes right there, and his saddle looks nice and plump, super comfortable for Mario to be riding on. And finally, he does have some stitching at the hands where the fingers would be, and they are on both sides. Nice and clean looking. Looks like they used a black string or a black thread throughout. Like I said, I picked this up from the same seller in which I got these Super Mario Sunshine plush. So let's compare them. Let's compare all the Super Mario Sunshine plush that I have to this chunky boy. But we are going to start with Mario. Now, I do plan on filming a complete video like I'm doing with this Yoshi on this set because it's just so beautiful, so amazing. I did film a small video on my Instagram and TikTok that I posted, and a lot of people really like that, so eventually I'll get around to posting the complete video. So the more I look at this, they kind of seem like they're in scale with each other, which is crazy. So let's turn this Yoshi here, and then let's just pretend that Mario is riding Yoshi, and hopefully you can get a better idea of what that looks like from here. But I mean, that can kind of work if you think about it. I don't think they planned this type of thing, but look at that. I mean, obviously they're Yoshi's sitting, but I mean, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty spot on. Mario looks very chibi, so if his legs were extending out a little bit further, then I think it will look a little bit more accurate. But I mean, that's fun. I've never seen a comparison like this before. I don't know why that was the first time I ever thought about doing something like that, or even like taking a photo of it. But next up, we're going to use the BDNA Little Mario with Flood plush, obviously not in scale. Now, what's cool about this is that this is my original BDNA Mario Flood as a kid. So I'm the type of person where I don't really sell things. I never let things go. Thankfully, my mom didn't throw out a bunch of my stuff. So I still have a lot of my plush. And so this is my original one, and that is how those two stack up together. Next up, we will use our little blue Toad. I am still kind of bummed that we didn't get Mr. Toadsworth within this set, and we just got a blue Toad, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers, and that's how those two would stack up. Now, the Shrine Sprite doesn't really stand on its own, so I'm just going to have to hold it up so you can see what that looks like. I'm still trying to figure out a way how to suspend this without necessarily tying anything to the top of the Shine Sprite. I'll figure it out eventually. Final piece is going to be this Nippon Auto Toy Super Mario Sunshine Yoshi Plush. This is actually a recent get of mine. I'm very happy to have it. It does have like a little bit of dirt at the nose. I haven't cleaned it yet because I'm a little reluctant. I don't want to accidentally damage the plush beyond repair, so I'll eventually get to it. But that is how those two would stack up. I guess we should talk about price. I don't honestly know what to price this Yoshi at. I got it for an amazing deal. There's one listed right now on eBay without the hang tag for I think like $700, and I got mine for way under that, but I've also seen prices way above $700. So it's all about on what you feel comfortable spending. I love this plush so much. I mean, it is like such a unique Yoshi plush. It's super big. It's obscure. It is also heavily bootleg, so knowing that you have a legitimate one, I think is like an achievement. I mean, this plush is over 20 years old. They are becoming harder and harder to find, especially minty with the tag. So if you see a good one and it's within your budget, I would definitely recommend picking it up. All right, friends, that's all I got for you with this video. I hope you enjoyed this review and closer look at the 2003 Sanei Super Mario Sunshine Yoshi Plush. I still have plenty of vintage plush and other cool items back there, so comment down below, give me your feedback because it definitely motivates me to keep cranking out these types of videos. Also, make sure you connect with me on my other socials, Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot of cool content there that you won't see here on YouTube. Until then, collectors, I'll see y'all in the next video.